Hey everybody, it's Gypsy, and welcome to On the Edge of Appalachia. Today is Saturday, August 22nd, I believe. I think it's the 22nd. Oh, I'm sorry, it's the 23rd. August 23rd, 2025. The year is just getting away from me. And since it's Saturday, it is time for Garden Tour Saturday. This might be the last weekend I can actually do it on Saturday. I just got a message that we will be starting to set up the flea market for the new season this upcoming Wednesday. And since I don't have anyone to help me with my booth this year setting it up, it's going to take me longer. So if I'm not done by next weekend, I may be having to do my garden tour Saturday on a different day. And the weekend after that is when we open. So I will have to start doing garden tour Saturday and Friday. But I'll still call it garden tour Saturday. Anyway, there's a big, large white dog following me because I still haven't gotten to the store and gotten his treats. So, yeah, I got to do that real soon. He's been bugging me. Anyway, my dogwood. I have this little baby dogwood. I was walking by, and I saw all these kind of caterpillar-like things yesterday all over the leaves. And they are the larvae of... There's some back over there. The sawfly, and they just ate the hell out of these leaves. So I treated it last night. Watch out, baby. Come on, Sirius. He's in my way. This dog's huge. Yeah, it looks better. I mean, they were just covered. Bunches on. I mean, there's still a few left. But they all seem to be gone now. I treated it last night. Anyway, yes, they're on the ground now. The treatment worked. Okay, everybody, he wants to say hello. Hello, Sirius. Isn't he the best dog in the whole world? I love this guy. Okay, baby, I'm going to go back to the garden, okay? Oh, he's going too, I guess. A couple of weeks ago, my son and daughter-in-law were here, and he started following us back to the yard, and I said something about going back to the garden, and my son goes, how do you know to stop? I said, he just knows what that means. I'm going back to the garden. You know, he knows I'm not leaving. Anyway, so I have been doing a lot of cleanup. I don't know if you can tell, but I think the yard looks significantly different. Now, the biggest thing I did this week that makes a difference, this back here, it was just covered with jewelweed. I mean, just the whole thing, jewelweed. I had trouble, those two trash cans. Oh, yes, and by the way, Shelly, if you ever switch to a cane, it makes a good pointer when doing videos. Anyways, those two are my composters. I had a hell of a time getting back here because of all the jewelweed. I mean, it was just, oh my God. So I got all that out. I just think it makes a big difference. I cleaned out my cottage garden. I think it looks much better. During my cleanup, I found one more stepping stone. So I put that one in. Just need a few more for over here. But yeah, it's just easier to walk through here and work in here. So yeah, I'm proud of myself for that. Oh, let's see. Oh, look at this. My arch now is like having so many blooms. It's just, I love it. Look how beautiful that is. I never ever got this many flowers until this week. So I'm very, very pleased with it. Let's see, what else did I do? Cleaned out this tomato bed. Constantly fighting with the chickens because they keep popping back in here. I got this. Oops. Oh, my cat was in here again. Got my fairy garden trimmed and everything. Miracles of miracles, cleaned off my outdoor shelf because I'm curing my pumpkins up here. So far I have harvested 10. There's a million more coming. Yeah, that's looking good. So let's see. I have these honeydew over here. I just kind of forgot about that I had honeydew seedlings in the greenhouse. Noticed them one day, and I think it was just too late to plant them. I've been having a million blossoms. I have not come across any honeydew. And since first frost is like, oh God, 6 weeks, I don't really think we're going to get any honeydew, but I just thought it was worth the effort. At that time, I really couldn't tell what our fall was going to be like. But our temperatures are cooling down now. Now today is going to be 79, but after today, it's all going to be in the 60s. Or if we're lucky, in the low 70s. And the nights are very cold. So, yep. That means fall is right around the corner. And it looks like it might be a cooler one. It used to be. Especially when I was a child, August was our hottest month. Now it's July. Now it seems like August is when we're, that loofah's looking good. August is when we're starting to cool down now. Yeah, so, I'm waiting on a lot of pumpkin. I have so many pumpkins in here. But you see the difference in the leaves of my pumpkin plants. This happened to me last year. Now, this is only my second year growing pumpkins. Oh my God, I love growing pumpkins. I noticed this last year. When they start producing mature pumpkins, the leaves start to yellow and kind of, because it used to be real full in here. I mean, just 2 weeks ago, it was real full. Looked beautiful. But producing so many pumpkins now that they're yellowing. And then down this end, of course, I have the dry mildew I've been fighting with. But yeah, who was it? Can't remember who it was. Was it? Well, anyway, somebody said they get it too, and it does not affect the pumpkins or the blossoms. So that's good. Got a few over here. I couldn't decide whether I should. Oh, look at, I got a pollinator working on my beans over there. I couldn't decide if I should just leave my pumpkins on there until later or not. But in my experience with, growing food, I'm not sure about pumpkins, but in my experience with growing food, other food, if I harvest, I seem to get more production. So I am just harvesting the ones that are ready. Strawberries are doing okay. They made a comeback. They were not doing good at the beginning of the year. My June bearing are looking real good. Let's see. Not a whole lot. I mean, this week I just spent cleaning. And I'm very proud of the way things are looking. Wish my family were here. Everybody's gone. They're out of town. Well, my son and daughter-in-law, I told you they're truckers. But yeah, everybody's gone, so I don't know, maybe it just made it, it's more the weather. The weather made it easier for me to clean. The weeding, it's hard to do when it's hot and dry. But we got so much rain this past week, and it has cooled down so much. I could be out here longer cleaning. I cleaned this whole thing. This pathway was getting weedy. Couldn't see my stepping stones and stuff. Cleaned this yesterday. The cooler weather, softer ground, just makes it so much easier. So, let's see. Not much. I didn't get much done in my enclosed garden. So, I'm hoping that I can get to that today, over the next couple days. Wednesday, oh man, I don't know how I'm going to do this. Starting Wednesday, I got to be at the flea market setting up my booth. And I have, like my booth, these are the chicha beans, chickpeas, garbanzo beans. I just love those plants. My booth, one side is your typical flea market stuff. The other side is all my art, handmade stuff. Now these tomatoes here, I didn't think I would get anything. I planted these late in the summer, and they were tiny, spindly, just sad looking and purple. I threw them in here. I got 9. And I didn't hope for much, but now I'm getting tomatoes. So that's good. My provider beans over here, they're about ready to start producing beans. I'll tell you, I've had a lot of luck with beans this year. Over here, last week, I planted, these are called Lincoln peas. They're just starting to come up. I'm going to have to tie this guy back. But yeah, they're just starting, get out of here, these weeds, starting to come up. They're looking good. So, I planted a few different types of beans. I have decided I prefer pole beans over bush beans. I get a better harvest, more consistent. My pepperoncini is looking great. They have slowed down a bit, but I see a lot more flowers on here. And my favorite, flavor-wise, are rattlesnake beans. So, these are almost down their way out. I'm going to do just rattlesnake beans next year. I'm going to plant a whole bunch of them and go with that. I need to start doing that. I need to narrow down what I really, really like and what I really, really want to plant. Because, it's hard. I get tired. I'm just getting older. But then, I have the bad leg, the bad knee. It's just, I just need to be more organized in my planting. And, I have to be organized. If I'm not organized, I don't do well. So I think if I could decide on what I like and what I truly want to do. Now, tomatoes are a must. Peppers are a second must. Beans. Ooh, look at that. Beans, I like beans. I never liked them before, but now that I grow them, I like them better. And the rattlesnake are my favorite, so I'll go with that. Cucumbers, I don't know if I want to keep going with cucumbers or not. But yeah, I got to narrow it down. Now, the one thing I know for sure that I love growing are pumpkins and gourds. I have so much fun with those. Last year, I just did, these are more cucumbers. I just did a few sugar pie pumpkins in a couple gourd plants. They came out great. I loved them. Now, I didn't have very many gourds, though. I think I only had a few. And I saved those seeds from gourds I had purchased from a farm the year before. And I grew them, and here they got cross-pollinated, and I didn't know that. But I think I had about 6 of them. I put those out in my booth One woman came in, she swooped them up. She didn't care that they were silly looking gourds. These are Ideal Market beans. They have been producing a lot. They're pretty good. I still like Rattlesnake better. So she just swooped those up in no time. I had none left for any other customers. These are my cherry tomatoes along here. So I increased my gourd production this year. Not quite sure how that went, because between the floods at the beginning of the season in spring and fighting with the chickens, I think they stole some of my seeds. I don't have as many gourds as I thought. There are some in there, so I'm a little disappointed in that. So I have to come up with a better plan next year. These are Mammoth Melting Snow Peas, and they are doing fantastic. I think I planted these 2 weeks ago. My try not to mind the weeds. All of my carrots that I planted for fall that I may not harvest till spring, who knows. They're doing great. My kale, I can't remember when I planted this kale, but it's looking good. So yeah, next year I'm going to grow sugar pie pumpkins. I love those. I need them for baking. In fact, I was thinking about making my dog some treats with some pumpkin. Look at that, I finally got a sweet pepper coming. I think I have 2, but yeah, I have trouble growing peppers, especially sweet peppers. I do much better with hot peppers. The hot peppers, I picked a few that were ripe yesterday, so you're not going to see much of that. My tomatoes over here, these are some Napoli's, Chadwicks, and I got some cherries in here. That might be an Ace 55, I'm not sure. Something's wrong. You guys see this? This wasn't here last night. I was just in here last evening harvesting tomatoes. Can anybody tell me about that? Anybody have any experience? Something's going on here. Let me see. Okay. So I'm hoping to get cleanup done in here. But next year, for my pumpkins, got a big plan. See, I was smart. I took advantage of M.I. Gardner's big sale, end of season sale. 40% off everything. Oh my God. So they had this lovely pumpkin kit. You know how he puts together a bunch of seeds for kits? Oh my Lord, they're stackable pumpkins. Kind of like pumpkin / gourds. My daughter-in-law's so excited about this. We're going to have so much fun. In addition to my sugar pie, because sugar pie is practical, you know, you can use it for a fall decoration, but then, you know, you use the inside to cook and bake with. Anyway, I got that. So I'm going to be growing these really odd-looking stackable pumpkins. They're so cute. I'm going to do my gourds and my sugar pies. So I'm going to be really into the gourds and stuff next year. These are my loofahs. I have 3 so far. More on the way. So, yeah. I'm hoping next spring I can, we'll have natural sponges. So, yeah, see, I mean, on this side, there's a bunch of pumpkins. There's a bunch of baby pumpkins. Now, I didn't expect my grapes to produce this year. This is brand new vine I just got this spring. But really didn't have a good year because I had such a bad Japanese beetle infestation. So I was a little disappointed. I'm hoping for better next year. So I showed you this few weeks ago, it was just this little bitty, tiny thing, and it was green. So it'll be ready soon. Look at this little baby pumpkin right there. Got a pollinator over here I do not want to disturb. That green back there. Oh, got another baby pumpkin back there. Now, there's another. I don't know if you could see way back there. Another gourd. Those are the pear-shaped bicolors. So the top is going to turn orange. The bottom will stay green. I got those coming in. And my loofahs. Now, I did plant crown of thorns somewhere in this area over here, but I cannot find any. So I'm thinking they may have perished, either via flood or chicken. Not sure which one. So, anyways, I am going to probably get started in my enclosed garden. I have to measure it. There are two reasons I enclose this garden. Anything I thought the chickens or deer might be interested in, I put in there. Well, my cats love going in the garden. Now, they do not ruin anything in there. They just like being in there. So, they decided that sometimes they want to be in this garden when I'm not out here. So they slit, this is a deer fence. Very easy for a cat to create a door in. So over here, I tried to put it back together. They got it open again. They cut themselves a little door. And they come in and out. Well, when I'm not out here, I always keep that gate closed. Because I don't want the chickens coming in. I come out here yesterday afternoon, gates closed, but there's a chicken in here eating tomatoes and stuff. She discovered this. So, this fence is going to be replaced next year with something more durable that kitties cannot slice a door through. They're not going to be happy, but it's going to be done. So I need to measure this to see how much I need. So I just wanted to show you guys this. This little travel trailer here. This was my home for 4 years. I told many of you that I was a nomad. I just traveled around with my pickup truck in this little travel trailer, and this is what I lived in. I would camp on BLM land, which stands for Bureau of Land Management. And no hookups, no running water, no toilets, nothing. I'm in the middle of nowhere, camping in this. And I went all over the place, pretty much coast to coast. My last year, I'd say the last 8 months, I think it was, I bought a small piece of land in the center of New Mexico. And I was trying to turn it into a homestead. And I had this on my land, and this is what I lived on my land. And then I fell and messed up my leg and ended up back in Ohio. Now my son and daughter-in-law use this. I just wanted to show you. This was my home as a nomad. Traveled all over the country. Anyway, I'm going to leave you with that. Blessed be, and make it a joyful one.